It is a marquee matchup for sure. And in the Magic City tonight, the Mets and the Marlins square off on Saturday nights with a big house expected. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Eduardo Perez. The Mets got game one of this three-game set last night. You've got aces out there. Jose Fernandez, Jacob deGrom. And I'm telling you what, Eduardo, the electricity in the house tells you it's a big matchup.
It is. This is all eyes on me. Well, all eyes on this game. Jacob deGrom and Jose Fernandez both have been stellar throughout the season, and both are getting stronger as the season goes on. You look at what Jose's been able to do here at the house. It looks like it's a great matchup the way deGrom has also pitched.
Okay, it's a Buick big matchup. So let's sink our teeth into first Jose Fernandez.
Well, how about his last outing? 14 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings. 2 walks to the total. But most importantly, and we see all these swings and misses on off-speed pitches, it's how good he's been with the fastball, locating it, getting ahead, and being able to get into that 7th inning and giving his bullpen an opportunity to shut the door down.
Okay, if you want last outings, here's Jose walking in and arriving. JT Realmuto will work with him tonight. If you're going to measure last outings, you got to look at this guy's last outing because he darn near threw a no-hitter.
He did, and against the same team, the Phillies. And we look at the hit that he gave up, it was against the pitcher. By the way, pitchers are hitting .333 off Jacob deGrom this season. Jose Fernandez, a pretty good hitter. And he's told me, Jacob deGrom that is, last week he said, Eddie, I've had trouble getting pitchers out. Well, hopefully for the Marlins and Jose Fernandez, it'll stay the same.
Jose, deGrom, and the D-Train. That's right. He's coming into the station. He's coming into the booth. We talk about it next. Sponsor of Miami Marlins baseball. Saturday night Mets Marlins. Jose deGrom, and out in center field, bright lights for Jessica Blaylock. And Nellie's out there tonight. Hi, guys. What's up, Rich?
Hey, Rich. Hey, we're just out here. No big deal. Hanging out with D-Train, it's Dontrelle Willis bobblehead night here at Marlins Park. Dontrelle played for the Marlins from 2003 to 2007. He won a World Series with them in '03. He was a two-time All-Star, and now he's got his own special All-Star edition bobblehead. There he is right there, and a big smile on his face. Nelly, what do you remember about Dontrelle Willis?
Well, he had a flair for the dramatic. You looked at his face. He always had a big smile, loved the game, the big leg kick. You know, we faced him in interleague play when I was with the Yankees in 2003, and then unfortunately, yes, he got his World Series ring against us in 2003. We got the JV ring, but you know, he had nasty stuff from the left side. Also a good hitter, so you know his personality and the way he goes about the game and the way he was on the mound. Yes, it's from the left side, but it reminds me of a lot. You look at Jose Fernandez. What is he all about? You know, he's got personality, loves the game, loves the flair. You know, it's just you look at him. You know, he's all you know. Smiles. A kid. Dontrelle Willis was a kid playing a kid's game or adult game.
And speaking of Jose Fernandez, he is going to be on the mound tonight for the Marlins. What a matchup we have tonight between Jose and Jacob deGrom. Jose, of course, fresh off of a 14 strikeout performance against the Phillies, and deGrom, he has been fantastic all season long for the Mets. What do you see in this pitching matchup tonight?
Well, it's a marquee matchup. I mean, you have two great pitchers. Yes, Fernandez needs to turn it around, try to even this series up so they have a chance to win this series tomorrow. deGrom's doing the same thing for the Mets. It's going to be a great night of baseball.
And Don Mattingly always talks about the importance of your pitcher setting the tone. The Marlins hope that Jose Fernandez gets them off to a hot start tonight. Coming up next, it is first pitch in Game 2 of this series between the Marlins and the Mets.
Sports Florida is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. By Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Lexus of Pembroke Pines, price, service, selections. You're gonna love us. Jose Fernandez has arrived on the mound, ready to go. As the Fish get their second crack at the Mets in this three-game series. Last night, the Mets a 5-3 win. Fernandez in this ballpark almost unbeatable. 25-1 in his career right here at Marlins Park. Looking for win number 12. Jose Reyes in the box. And away we go. Little tapper. Real Muto captures it before it rolls foul and gets the out at first. The heads-up play by the Marlins catcher. Mets lineup. It's brought to you by U Health Sports Medicine.
And following Jose Reyes, you have Curtis Granderson playing right field with Yoenis Cespedes in left. James Loney yesterday with a pinch hit home run. Now is in the cleanup spot playing first base. As Drupal Cabrera and Neil Walker, both switch hitters, playing shortstop and second base. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate hitting seventh. Juan Lagares, defensive wizard in center field. And Jacob deGrom hitting ninth for the Mets.
Curtis Granderson now. Fernandez with a 14 strikeout game his last time out. And the last time he faced the Mets in this ballpark, he had a 14 strikeout game. That was in early June. Dangerous power with Granderson. 16 home runs. He's knocked in just 29. Reyes has taken that leadoff spot. Granderson hits second. Backhanded. Prado in time. And 2 quick outs.
If you talk to Jose and you ask him, would you rather have 2 strikeouts to start the game or with 4 pitches get 2 outs? This is the script that Juan Nieves and Jose Fernandez would rather have.
Last night it was Adam Conley who pitched well. 6 innings, just 2 runs. And a guy that Conley struggled with and everybody struggled with is this man, Yoenis Cespedes, who steps in. .97 miles an hour and strike 1. Cespedes, a double, couple sacrifice flies, was hit by a pitch. So he drove in 2 in the 5-3 win. Not a lot of Mets with a lot of success against Jose. Very colorful Yoenis Cespedes from head to toe. That's because Jose against the Mets is 2-0 with a 1.32 ERA. Plus, he did not face the Mets from the 2013 season until this year. He's made 2 starts this year. Terry Collins has had his roster turn over a bit from that 2013 season. Obviously, last year, the National League champs in a trip to the World Series.
Good location on that 3-1 fastball. Up and in. The strike zone. See the quadrant. Upper right. Great location. Not allowing Yoenis Cespedes to extend those strong arms of his.
James Loney's in the cleanup spot. He had that dramatic 2-run homer last night. He's on deck. 3-2. Fastball elevated. And foul bait. That one just short of the broadcast location here.
I was ready for that, though.
And duly noted that Eduardo Perez was charging that ball.
Trying to protect you.
Come on. Fastball misses out. And a walk from Fernandez. Defensively, here are the Marlins. Outfield intact of Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton. Martin Prado a night off last night until he was called upon to pinch hit. He had an RBI single. He and Chris Johnson on the corners. Dietrich Echeverria up the middle. JT Realmuto catching. Don Mattingly's ball club trying to keep it close last night. Down a run in the 9th. And James Loney blasted one way out of here. And for Loney, as Eduardo described last night, a new stance and newfound power.
And his batting practice today was really impressive. He's a lot lower crouched and closer to the plate, looking to drive the baseball. This is a home run yesterday. Watch how crouched he is. Location missing up and in. staying on his backside, clearing his hips. That's one thing that the Dodgers could not get him to do when he was younger in that organization. Same thing with Tampa Bay. Kevin Long has really worked well with him, with the Mets since getting there. Providing more power, really good pickup from the San Diego Padres. He was in AAA with them.
What's gone haywire here with Jose? He's walked Cespedes. Now he's 3-0 against Loney. And he misses outside. And the Mets have runners first and second. So in 18 starts, just 33 walks, but 2 here in the first inning with 2 out.
I like this visit by Martin Prado. This is more of a let's go. Your stuff is really, really good. It's electric. Go after the hitters. First 2 hitters got him out on 4 pitches. Since then, 11 pitches to both Cespedes and Loney.
Asdrubal Cabrera. He was 1 for 4 last night. Ted Barrett calls a strike. Barrett calling balls and strikes. Toby Basner, Angel Hernandez, Will Little on the bases tonight. Getting hits with runners in scoring position has been a struggle for the Mets and for Cabrera in particular. 2 quick strikes and it's 0-2. Little chopper. Jose has it, fires to first in time, and the Mets lead 2. Jacob deGrom gets the ball in a scoreless first. Well, there's a lot of resources in that dugout when it comes to guys who have pitched or caught in the big leagues. Scoreless start. Marlins and Mets. Here's the Marlins lineup brought to you by UHealth Sports Medicine.
JT Realmuto back in the leadoff spot again another day. Martin Prado then back in the lineup after that pinch hit single that you referred to earlier. Christian Yelich in the 3 spot. Giancarlo Stanton in the 4 spot.
First pitch fastball to Realmuto, and that's a strike. And Jacob deGrom would love to duplicate his last time out, a 1-hitter in Philly. Realmuto smokes one to center. Lagares covers a lot of ground, and he had Realmuto play towards right center. What makes Jacob deGrom special?
Well, he has good ability of his breaking pitches and knows how to pitch. This is a kid that when he signed out of college did not have a lot of velocity. His velocity came later on in the Double-A when he got to Double-A, so he knew how to pitch without velocity, then he acquired the velocity, and it has become his MO on the mound. Can control both the inside and the outside part of the plate very well.
Prado takes a strike. Night off last night until the end. Called upon to pinch hit in the ninth. He delivered an RBI single, and he continues a terrific 2016. In fact, Prado, one of 4 Marlins that's inside the top 10 in hitting. Yelich is 4th at 320. Prado at 316 is 7th. And JT Realmuto at 314 is 10th. 3 actually in the top 10. Fastball up and in. And it's 1-2. Barry Bonds watching. Stanton hoping for a shot here in the first. Yelich is on deck. And DeGrom is 1-2 on Prado. Chased a high fastball. Here are the hitters above 300 for the Marlins. Yelich, Prado, Realmuto, and Ozuna just off the charts at 300. And Yelich really helped himself last night in the power categories. 2 for 4, a double and a homer. The breaking ball is a strike. And he's hit DeGrom well, 7 for 22 in his career. He acquired velocity and terrific hair in his minor league days. Yelich fouls it back. Yelich with his double last night creeps closer to the top of the National League in doubles. He's 4th with his 26. Daniel Murphy, former Met, now national at 28. Corey Seager and Brandon Belt with 27. You can see the Mets with DeGrom asking to elevate the fastball with 2 strikes. That's how they got Prado. Travis d'Arnaud. And Yelich takes down low. Count's full now, 3-2, and he's a Florida guy. Ormond Beach, Stetson University, was a shortstop and a pitcher. Fastball low, and Yelich walks. And here comes Stanton. Auto Nation brings you the scouting report on Jacob DeGrom.
Talk about being scorching hot. Last 4 games started 3-0 with a .93 ERA. On 3 solo homers, 5 walks, 27 strikeouts. 2014 National League Rookie of the Year, 9-6 with 2.69, 144 strikeouts and 140.1 innings. And yes, you said it, he went to Stetson to land Florida, Central Florida. Two position athlete. And I think that was the difference. Once he started dedicating himself to the mound and not just shortstop, started finding the right arm slot, everything else seemed to work.
Outside, and it is 2-0. Now Giancarlo against DeGrom, 12 at bats, 4 hits. 2 of the 4 have left the ballpark.
Well, this is a good count to make it 3 out of the 5.
See when he gets 2-0. Yelich at first with 2 outs.
I think Giancarlo was thinking the same thing. Instead, Jacob went with a slider, not giving in to G.
pitching hit, and it bounces off of Cespedes. Yelich digging for third, and he's there. My goodness.
I guarantee you that line drive was over 115 miles per hour. By the time Cabrera started jumping, that ball was already almost in left field, and it was a screamer that Cespedes couldn't even handle. You have to be an infielder to catch that one out there.
So you've got two aces going here in Fernandez and DeGrom. The Mets got 2 runners on against Fernandez in the first, and here the Marlins have 2 runners against DeGrom in the bottom half, and it's Ozuna who pulls in at an even 300. 0 for 3 last night. Infield shifted a bit, and a late swing, and it's 0-1. Stan being held at first. There is a hole on the right side, but Ozuna rarely goes there. DeGrom pounding him outside, and it's 1-1. ...118 miles an hour. That line drive by Giancarlo. 1-1 coming. And a good take. And a 2-1 count. A walk to Yelich. A bullet of a single from Stanton. And an error on Cespedes. Strike.
Looked away from this angle. You see where it landed the 4th pitch. Marcell Ozuna looking more middle in. Either which way, very good take. That's not a pitch he needed and wanted to swing at.
Two. Another good take, and a 3-2 count now.
Very good take. Barry Bonds has to be very happy. You remember Marcell Ozuna early last year, those were pitches that he would swing at.
Full count means Stanton's moving from first. Yelich at third with 2 outs. And DeGrom with a 3-2. Ozuna rolls it up the line, fired to first in time, and Ozuna is out. Just got a piece of it, and DeGrom escapes.
Marlins Baseball está disponible en español a través del SAP y es presentado a ustedes por Kendall Toyota y West Kendall Toyota.
Marlins and Mets, always a lively bunch in the seats. You've got plenty of New York Met fans down in the South Florida area. And of course, Marlin fans outnumbered tonight, as Jose Fernandez goes with a changeup for a strike or a batting practice fastball. A slumping Neil Walker at the plate for the Mets. Well, the two teams right now neck and neck for that second wild card spot. Both have higher aspirations. Both have their sights set on the top of the division. That's where the Washington Nationals sit right now. Terry Collins won that division last year, got to the World Series, lost to Kansas City. Sharp breaking ball. Ted Barrett didn't think so. The count's 1-2, and Ted Barrett actually stuck the call. It's just off the plate. Walker 4 for his last 41. He fouls that up into the seats. So I think that's added a lot of spice to this weekend series, which is always fun when Mets and Marlins play. You got two teams in contention for the postseason. The Marlins under Don Mattingly looking to get there for the first time since 2003.
And a lot of Mets fans in the South Florida area, and there's a lot of in-house wars going on, where the wife will be a Mets fan, the husband will be that Marlin fan.
We had some guests to the booth before the ball game. A gentleman with two teenage kids. One had a Marlins shirt, one had a Mets shirt. Not a house divided, but just you know,
it's all fun.
But a nice contingent here all around. And adding to that, Dontrelle Willis is in the house. It's his bobblehead night. A series of All-Star Saturdays leading up to the All-Star game next year here at Marlins Park. And Dontrelle will join us in the third inning. Two balls, two strikes. Walker, Travis d'Arnaud, Juan Legares. Walker, the switch hitting second baseman, won't go away. He was 0 for 5 last night.
Even though he has been struggling, this is a quality at bat. You work the count and work Jose Fernandez's pitch count up.
He went. Ball picked by Real Muto, whipped down to first. And that's the first strikeout for Fernandez on the night. Well, tomorrow it is Christian Yelich Jersey Day. First 5,000 kids get a Christian Yelich jersey. Kids can run the bases in the Diamond Dash as well. 1:10 start, Marlins and Mets. d'Arnaud to center. Ozuna shy of the track, makes the catch. A long out, and here comes Juan Legares. The Nationals, by the way, are trailing the Padres 2-0 in the bottom of the second up in D.C. That is an Edwin Jackson start for the Padres.
He had a really nice debut with the Padres also. Did he take a no-hitter into the 7th inning?
He did. Padres beat the Nationals last night after getting swept in St. Louis. Legares getting starts in center field. Yoenis Cespedes reluctant to go out there, especially with a sore quad.
Terry Collins, they're working out Michael Conforto out in center field, but this is just such a spacious center field that he'd rather go with the Gold Glover and Legares.
Well, he was all business on that at bat. Jose punches out Lagares. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Scoreless in Miami. In the bottom of the 2nd. Mets defense brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Cespedes, Lagares, Granderson. That's in the outfield. Jose Reyes at third base. James Loney at first. Neil Walker, Asdrubal Cabrera up the middle. And Travis d'Arnaud catching Jacob deGrom. Derek Dietrich takes up. Dietrich an 0 for 4 after a 3-hit night on Thursday night in Philly. A lot of similarities between deGrom and Jose in terms of their careers and where they are right now. For deGrom, this is his 69th start. For Jose, his 66th start. Gotta love that.
That's a match made in heaven right there, and he looks up to him so much. That's Marcel looking up to Barry and listening to everything he has to say.
Dietrich off the end of the bat, and it floats foul. You got a guy that's hungry to learn in Ozuna, and a super duper star who's willing to teach and likes it. Barry Bonds always thought about coaching because his father, after he played, was a hitting coach, and of course his dad was a hitting coach while Barry played, his own personal hitting coach.
I think his godfather had a lot to do with it also. That would be Willie Mays. A little knowledge there. I can tell you firsthand, if you're a baseball lifer, you grew up around it, it's hard to stay away from the ballpark and from the game you love and to get back.
2-2 to Dietrich. deGrom finishes him off. Time now for our Geico Major League moment. Speaking of fathers who influenced their sons on this date, 2012, or 2002, excuse me, inducted into the Hall of Fame with Sparky Anderson.
Yeah, there he is. Never saw him like that at the house. Only on the ballpark when he managed the Marlins.
So wait a minute. He never got angry with you?
No, not like that. He would talk to us, and that's the best part of what my dad has always meant to me. It's consistent throughout his career and consistent as a parent.
Johnson swings and misses. Oh-2. Well, one of the cool things in this at bat is that you've got a pair of Hatters matched up here. Stetson University. Stetson
That's
University.
Right. Bragging rights.
If you want another notable alum, Corey Kluber is a pretty good name out of Stetson as well.
Boy, he goes back to the slider. You see that tight spin, late spin, hard for the hitter. Both lefty, as we saw Dietrich strike out on a 3-2 pitch, identical to that one. Chris Johnson does it on that pitch.
Danny Echeverria.
Just put this into perspective with Jacob deGrom after 2 strikes on a batter. Batting averages against him just 129, 27 for 209. It's pretty good.
Talk about velocity. The perceived velocity for deGrom higher than the actual velocity. Why is that?
It's deception that he has. Just the ball takes off, great rotation. Late life to the fastball, and he allows that baseball to just roll off his fingertips. Finishes and uses his entire body for leverage.
You hear scouts say that he hides the ball well, that he doesn't show the ball to the hitter.
Well, as a hitter, you try to follow the baseball as much as you can if it's in the glove. And now, watch right here. Keeps it in the glove, and then with his body, next time you see it is right over his baseball cap.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Echeverria, center field, hits it deep. Lagares going back, looking up off the wall, and Etch will pull in at second. That was a loud double.
And one thing that Adaney was working on during batting practice, staying up the middle. Barrels this baseball, allows the velocity from deGrom to take over. Juan Lagares plays a shallow center field, and this is a huge hit. Reason being, Jose Fernandez coming up. deGrom has struggled against pitchers so far this season. Pitchers are hitting .333 off him.
So it's Jose and deGrom. Echeverria at second. Outfield not very deep. Fernandez at .219 average this year. Couple doubles. And he takes a strike. Why in the world would deGrom struggle against pitchers?
Well, he had told me also last week, he said, listen, I just try to get ahead of them. I don't try to locate, just try to throw it up the middle, and they've been aggressive in hitting it. He has to focus a little bit more, which he understands he has to do, and not give in.
Slider, and misses away.
That's a great take by Jose. You know he loves to swing the baseball bat, but that one right there, slider just started in the strike zone and then just last minute cut out.
Jose, ground ball, base hit left field. Echeverria coming home. Cespedes a big arm, and he scores. Well, how about that?
Talk about helping yourself. Slider. Jacob this time trying to throw it for a strike. Jose not even lifting his foot up. Hard base hit past Jose Reyes, which was already playing deep. Big base hit with 2 outs.
Now Real Muto.
Pitchers continue to hit Jacob deGrom very well.
Some things are hard to explain.
They are.
In this game. Realmuto takes a strike. In line to center back in the first. Miami has the first run. And now 3 hits against deGrom. Realmuto center field. That's a hit. He's hit it hard twice.
Well, you saw where Darno wanted the baseball. Yes, it was up in the zone, but Darno wanted it higher. See where it would have been. Wanted it up and in. Instead, it stayed in the upper quadrant of the strike zone. Beautiful swing by JT Realmuto, which, speaking with Barry Bonds, he says he's made a great adjustment since spring training to now. Really proud with the job that he has done this season.
Prado takes a strike.
See, Prado's reaction did not like that. But as a veteran hitter steps out, does not look back at Teddy Barrett. Continues and will continue with the same approach.
You saw pitch 1 was down and out. That one caught the corner and had the knees. deGrom figures he'd go down a little further. And it counts 1-2. Jose Fernandez, an RBI single following a 2-out double by Danny Echeverria. JT Realmuto followed with a line drive single to center. Marlins have pushed deGrom's pitch count just south of 50.
Martin with his left hand saying that's the ball I want to hit to right field. Not trying to cut off his swing.
fastball struck him out. But the Marlins are on the board first. Hey, good hitting pitchers. You want one? We got one. Dontrelle joins us next. Dontrelle Willis. You thought we were going to show some pitching highlights, didn't you? How about this bomb?
Oh, God rest your soul. Leave a time. I love you, baby, but I had to get you right there. I'm sorry.
Grand Slam in 06.
Yeah, with a Dan Uggla bat, baby. That's the only bat I can get.
Remember that?
I still remember that because Danny Uggla, I couldn't find my bat. I was fumbling through my batting gloves, and Danny Uggla flipped that nice little, I think it was an M110, and I knew I was going to swing at that next pitch, and he could have threw that ball at that net, and I was going to swing at it, but I caught the combio out in front and hit a grand slam.
Atta babe. Line drive.
Just like DeGrom. Oh, my goodness.
How about that? One pitcher hitting the other. Stanton into the corner. DeGrom, the former college shortstop, will hold there. Well, Fernandez had an RBI single at DeGrom's expense. DeGrom doubles his first of the season against Fernandez. And we welcome into the booth the D-Trade's here. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the reaction. Everybody, I'm sure.
That's a sincere reaction. When I saw him at the Fox meet, and that's how my family looks at me when they wake up. They just look at me, just laugh. I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess. But I'm a happy mess, though. You know, my act is tired, but it's consistent. And that's consistent. It's a consistent act. But I'm glad to be here, guys. I'm glad to be here. Really am.
Reyes pops it up. Echeverria is there. And he makes the catch, and a nice out to get for Jose Fernandez. Dontrelle Willis, two-time All-Star, honored in the Saturday All-Stars promotion leading into the All-Star game next year here in San Diego. And next year, I'm sure you'll be here as a broadcaster.
I hope so. I want to be an ambassador, so I got to talk to the big man upstairs that cuts all the checks and stuff. Like, yeah, come up for the All-Star game. But again, I'm really excited to be here. This is my first time being at the stadium. I mean, my God, it's a cathedral. It's a beautiful stadium.
This is your first time
This is my first time at the stadium. The food smells great. I'm mad. As soon as I get off here, I finally get to eat something. But no, it's really fun. I'm really happy for the guys. They deserve it. The organization deserves it, and the fans deserve it. And I'm glad to see a lot of fans out here today.
Only 20-game winner in Marlins history. Won 22 games back in 2005.
A lot of help. A lot of help. A lot of help and prayer.
Well, 2003 is certainly a magical year for you. You arrive in the big leagues, and your ball club arrives in the World Series. Pitch down low to Granderson. What a ride that must have been from the very start when you you made your Major League debut.
You know what? It's funny, man, because I was enjoying myself, me and Miguel in AA. So, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, I get that phone call, and I get called up. And I remember we flew from Orlando, I did. And I remember warming up in Carl Bavano getting on me because I didn't throw one strike in the bullpen. And oh, boy, nice. Oh, man.
Ozuna has a big arm. He airmails the throw, and that's going to allow Granderson to get to second. A mistake by Ozuna.
Oh, I thought he was going to come up with it.
DeGrom not going to try to score, but Ozuna still on the fly. And the Mets have runners second and third in 1 out.
And Tim Teufel had Jacob DeGrom held up. Watch this angle here, and you see Teufel on the bottom right put up his hands immediately, and a great read by Curtis Granderson, seeing that it was not going to hit the cutoff, and now you're staying away from that double play. Runners at second and third. This is where the Mets have struggled this season with runners in scoring position, but you have the big man at the plate in Yoenis Cespedes.
All right, Dontrelle Willis is also doing a nice job for Fox Sports and FS1, and we'll put him to work here. Fernandez against Cespedes. D-Train.
Yeah, they're going to try to mix in that fastball. I like him rushing, especially Fernandez. When he gets his back to the wall, I kind of had this attribute where you could go a scale higher and throw that fastball. But for me, he has to command down in the zone and kind of check his emotions kind of somewhat. But for me, you know, especially with this big guy right here, you got to stay focused, because if you don't, he could put up a crooked number with one swing of the bat.
Now, this is a guy that really loves the off-speed pitch,
right.
Hunts the off-speed pitch. As a pitcher, do you go hard in, or do you stay down and away with the fastball?
I rush him hard in, but he has more velocity, so he got away with that slider right there. That slider was belt high, but because Fernandez has so much depth change, he can get away with that. Dontrelle don't got that. You know what I mean? And right there, you see that slider's belt high, but because it moves so much off the barrel, you know what I mean, he got away with that.
Did you just third person yourself here? Dontrelle don't have that?
The D-Train don't have that in the back pocket. I never went to Home Depot and got a changeup or a good hard slider like that. Nah, they never had it in mind. See, I like that fastball, but he's strong enough to fight that ball off.
Busted bat. Granderson holds third, and the Mets have tied it. Fernandez did exactly what he wanted to do. He broke the bat right in the hands of Cespedes, who dumps it into right.
See, that fastball caught a little more middle, but it still was belt high. I think he gets away with that pitch if it was knee high. I know you're a big guy. You hit a home run off. You like those balls belt high and up because you can muscle it, and he dropped the classic Derek Jeter base hit away from him and got an RBI.
And they had the right guy at the plate, the RBI guy,
right,
using the entire field and protecting the plate with 2 strikes.
Also, though, the throw by Ozuna, he's got to hit the cutoff, man. I'm sorry. You got to know who's running. It's going to be tough to send a pitcher home like that. You don't want to play at the plate. They should have hit the cutoff man and then kept, you know, the double play in order, and then maybe they would have been able to attack them differently.
What does Juan Nieves tell Fernandez in this situation, runners at the corner?
Hey, this is a lot of ball game. Let's use the slider. Get it down on the ground. This defense, athletically, one of the better ones and underrated ones in all of baseball. You need to do this ground ball right here and get us back in the dugout. But right now, I mean, let's focus down. A lot of his pitches are up, belt high, and right now I think he's just fired up going up against DeGrom. And both these starters have been struggled because this is a big ball game right here. This is a postseason field right here, so this is going to determine where your ball club is right now on both sides of the field.
James Loney walked back in the first. Miami's infield looking for 2.
Like that.
And Jose gets strike 1. Well, the Marlins pushed DeGrom, not only got a run, but sent his pitch count to 50. And the Mets are doing that to Fernandez here. Next one is number 43.
That's always the plan against the ace. Make him work. Make him get his pitch count up and labor through innings. And maybe you guys can strike and put a crooked number up there. See, this is where I like my teammates coming in, just calming me down and just saying, and keeping me focused and keeping me in the game and not making myself too hard on myself, because we have a lot of attributes that are the same. We're emotional on the mound, and that's good to a certain extent.
Loney to center, and that is deep enough to score the run, and the Mets have the lead. Well, James Loney delivered late last night and now early tonight. So it's 2-1. Cespedes remains at first.
Watch runners at the corner. Cespedes actually thinks maybe should I tag, goes halfway. Ozuna gets the ball back to second base. No throw at all at the plate. No chance to get Granderson.
So it's Dribble Cabrera.
I like that.
That's a 90-mile-per-hour change.
And as he develops, he needs to count on that because he has a sweeping slider into lefties. If you have something going away from lefties, that's too much for them to cover. So I really want him to work on that and develop that and really trust that, especially to throw that and get ahead and counts and get some easy rollovers from left-handed batters too.
There's a rollover. Dietrich on his knees onto first in time. But the Mets rally and have a 2-1 lead. Key hit. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Marlins may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Counts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. Tonight, Marlins, Mets, and Dontrelle Willis All-Star bobblehead tonight. Here's Christian Yelich, and he takes the strike. We have the real Dontrelle Willis. And we have some of your old bobbleheads, by the way.
Cool. I love them all, man. I'm thankful for it. That one, I don't know. That man, I might have looked like that when I was in A-ball. I'm not sure. But double A, but I love them all. I really love them.
That's where it all started. Show that.
I love it all, man. I'm truly blessed. I never thought I'd be somebody that'd be in a position to have something like this. So this is pretty cool. I like this one.
Was that your first bobblehead?
I believe this was my first bobblehead, but it wasn't my last. I love it that they really just always have the leg kick up there. I tried to get my leg kick up there like that today, but my daughter had to throw out the first pitch. It's been a long time since I kicked my leg up like that.
Now this is you. This is a good one. That kind of really looks
really
like
cool.
Yeah.
No, again, and McFarland's maybe one, and these are all really cool. And like I said, I'm thankful. Every one I've had, though, have all been broken at my house by one of my daughters. So we need to get another one to add to the collection and break at my house as well.
So which one's a favorite for your daughters? What did they say about the last one?
You know, they like this one because this is a little more loosey-goosey as far as the head goes. They're going to tear that up before they get back. Yeah, they're going to tear that up. Yeah, so they're excited to get in the middle of that. But I'm really happy.
What I've just noticed, the difference between this one and this one, they got the hat tilt right on this one.
You know what? And the more games I won, the more Tom Glavine told me, man, the more games you win, the hat goes side to side. The less games I won, it went straighter and straighter. Yeah. You had to come on home. So, you know, but I'm really thankful that everybody did this for me today and stuff like that.
All right, what a special moment. Your daughter throwing out the first pitch.
God bless you, baby. She was so nervous today. She was focused. She wasn't laughing about it. I thought it was going to be a cute thing for her, but I'm just so incredibly blessed to be able to share this moment with my daughter. She loves the stadium. She asked me, why didn't I play here? And I said, Daddy wasn't good enough. Now just be quiet and throw the baseball.
Yelich, a ground ball. That's going to end up a hit. And the Marlins had their leadoff man aboard here in the third. Now, you get to watch him from afar. Here's a look at Yelich's hit in the studios, the Fox studios down in Los Angeles. Right. Now you get to see him first person. Right. Giancarlo Stanton now.
So excited. I mean, the development of Yelich, him trusting himself now to hit the ball the other way with authority, I think that's definitely showed his growth. And for me, like I said on radio, man, Giancarlo's a jump shooter. Once he sees that ball go down, whether it be the opposite field or a pull base hit, I like my confidence with him. And like I said, he's just got to trust himself and be short to the baseball and not be too big. I was impressed by his All-Star game appearance for the home run derby, because he was short to the baseball. And I said, okay, he's locked in. He's locked in. So right now, I think he's definitely not going to have a second half jinx from the home run derby. He's going to definitely carry him. Just got to keep him healthy.
118 mile an hour single.
Listen,
last time.
I don't want to. I wish I could face him. You know what I mean? The witness, the power. But definitely, he's definitely a world talent. I'm really happy for him this year.
DeGrom misses out, and he's 2-0.
Maybe he looks small.
Well, the difference with Giancarlo at the home run derby, he didn't try to elevate anything. It was all line drives. That was his approach, and I had a first-hand seat right there to it. Never tried to lift.
Stanton, deep! Oh! Goodness! Big G with a big fly!
Mama, there go that man again! Mama, there go that man again! Oh my goodness! And that's what I mean. If you keep him in the lineup, you keep him healthy, he makes everyone better. He's still trying to learn how to hit in the big leagues. But I mean, my goodness, he hit them all off the score. That ball ended up in North Miami Beach right there, man. That's a long way off a very talented pitcher, and that's what they're going to need from this whole ball club. No one can take any days off, but this team right now is playing inspired baseball, and I told Don Malley, I can't be happier for this ball club. It's fun.
Wow. And Ozuna into right center field. Around first.
Yeah.
And in with a double.
I like the attitude. I like it. You know, and that's what I mean. And this is what I'm seeing. That was a short swing. He recognized the pitch. Earlier in the season, he would have swung through that or not trusted him to pull the trigger right there. He's recognized the pitch, and it was a short swing. And I'll tell you what, man, you don't have to generate a lot of power to hit with a lot of power, man. And I'm telling you right now, he's definitely coming on. That's a short swing. Wow, that's beautiful.
During batting practice, Barry Bonds was on Giancarlo Stanton about don't use too much booty.
Right.
That's what he would say. Said don't use too much booty, be handsy.
Right.
Get it started early. He did get it started early. And wow, oh wow, watch this reaction right here. Think he's happy? Think they're happy?
And I like his head now because he's like, I'm locked in.
He's telling him,
yeah.
I told you, get that foot down and things will happen.
And you agree, Barry Bonds' hand-eye coordination, one of the best in the game. I mean, all the walks he took, it's one of the, no, you don't think so? No,
the best.
The best, right.
The best.
And I tell you what, you couldn't have a better teacher for a guy like him.
And it's, a lot of people are surprised that Barry has been this good because when guys are that good hitting-wise and doing it, they get frustrated not seeing other guys do it, but he has been so patient with the hitters. The combination of Menachino and Bonds is working.
Right, no, I agree. And I think, honestly, he's just thankful to be back in the game. I saw him in San Francisco. He lit up like a kid helping the young guys out, and you didn't hear a lot about that in his career. So it's definitely nice to see him be humble and just give your good fruit, man. You're one of the best of all time. And like I said, he saw me today. He just lit up, and that's good for him to be in this position, to be back in the game, and definitely put his good fruit on these good hitters. And they're showing it right now.
Dietrich trying to get the runner over, but that line drive ends up in the glove of Walker. And Ozuna holds second. Johnson and Echeverria to follow. Giancarlo Stanton with a massive home run.
And I don't know what Barry Bonds is more happy about, the home run for Giancarlo Stanton or the double for Marcell Ozuna after the last at-bat. We had seen Ozuna go to Bonds and talk about it, and the approach was take what they give you. Slider away, took it the other way. As a hitting coach, and I'm telling you firsthand, that's really what you're proud of both, but you're proud of the adjustment made within the game.
Two of my favorite hitters to watch during the batting practice, Juan Pierre and Miguel Cabrera, because they trusted themselves and they worked on hitting the ball the other way. And what it teaches you is to trust letting the ball get deeper and recognize the pitches. And when you show power like these two guys have to go the other way, now as a pitcher, you don't really know how to attack them. So I definitely like seeing guys hit the ball the other way. Even Giancarlo, I'm going to go on a limb and say this, I'm not impressed by that home run. I'm impressed when he hits the ball on a line drive to right center and hits the ball out of the ballpark, because that's telling me that he's letting the ball travel deep, and he's trusting his hands, and he's hitting the baseball with authority.
Well, just for the record, 441 feet.
Oh, man, that ain't nothing. That's a chip shot for him.
116 miles an hour.
That's a chip shot for him.
497-foot shot of the home run derby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 400. He just recognized the slider, just poked it over the fence. It's nothing, baby.
Here's Echeverria, who doubled back in the second. Well, the Marlins unable to get Ozuna over. And now, with 2 outs, they're just trying to get him in.
You know what, I was talking about the Marlins today and golfing, and guy asked me, what do you think about the Marlins? And I honestly think that everybody, especially the core group of guys, Heteria, all these guys have grown a little bit from last year. They stepped up offensively, they stepped up defensively, and honestly, that's why they're in this position right now after the break. And baseball is going to get fun, and you know how it is to be in a race. When you're in a race and everybody feels wanted and everybody, it's fun. It's fun to come to the locker room and play playoff type baseball day in and day out, and I couldn't be happier for them. I came to the park today, and for the first time in a long time, my palms were sweaty like I was pitching today. Honestly, like when I saw the stadium, I really got honest. And I'm not an emotional guy, but I was just so thankful to be a part of this back here again in this beautiful stadium that they have. I'm a little jealous because they got a roof, and as I'm sweating right now, you know what I mean? I told somebody today, I said, I can't believe I pitched in this, but I'm really thankful for the Marlins organization for letting me come out here and let my family spend time.
You come back again.
I'll try.
Because the door of the TV booth is always open for you.
No, I ain't going to wear you guys out. You guys are doing a great job.
Echeverria.
Oh, good pick.
On to first. Dontrelle Willis, thank you.
Hey, thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. I gave you sweating up your booth. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Nice call on the home run.
Oh, I told you. I'm so happy, though, man. Don't find that ball rolling down the street.
Not sure what was more fun, watching Stanton's homer or listening to Dontrelle Willis during Stanton's homer. Garbage Time with Katie Nolan has been called epic, witty, refreshing, and the future of sports TV. Don't miss an all-new episode of the Emmy Award-winning sensation Wednesday, midnight, only on FS1. Line drive foul off the bat of Neil Walker. So what have we got here, Eduardo Perez? Do we have a case of two ace pitchers and you're thinking 1-0 game and you're not going to get it?
Really? We have the calm after the storm, and it's because Dontrelle just left the booth. But you're right, the pitchers, they will settle down. You look at two dominating pitchers that have given up already 5 runs between both of them in 3 innings. Expected a low-scoring game. Have to see better location from both of them.
Line drive, Echeverria is right there, and Walker is the first out of the 4th inning. Travis d'Arnaud and Juan Lagares coming up. There's your Mets box score. The key hits: the DeGrom double to open the 3rd. Granderson a single with 1 out. Cespedes single, an RBI single. And the ill-fated throw from Ozuna in center. Not an error, but he missed the cutoff man. It eliminated the opportunity to get a double play. Accelerated the inning, and the Mets got their 2 runs. Marlins got a run in the 2nd. That came on a Jose Fernandez single after an Echeverria double. And if you were with us in that last half inning, a Yelich single, a mammoth Stanton homer, and a 3-2 Miami lead. Jose Fernandez not piling up strikeouts in this start. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And so far, the 2 earned runs on 3 hits. And a swing and a miss. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
Hey, Rich, 2 words to describe Jose Fernandez: strikeout machine. Take a look at his average number of strikeouts per 9 innings. He's averaging a little over 13. That is better than pitchers like Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Noah Syndergaard, and Clayton Kershaw. He's coming off of a 14 strikeout performance against Philadelphia. And like you guys mentioned earlier, the last time he faced the Mets here at Marlins Park, another 14 strikeout performance.
Yeah, 14 is that career high. Some great names on that list. And Fernandez gets a swing and a miss from Juan Lagares. Three up so far. And then a good breaking ball. It's 1-2. Fastball, took it. 98 miles an hour. 4 strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. Now that's a shutdown inning after the Marlins took a 3-2 lead. Sports Florida is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By Coral Springs Auto Mall across from the Coral Square Mall. We make it easy. And by Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Price, service, selection. You're gonna love us. Well, all kinds of legends in the house tonight. Dan Marino watching. Certainly, I'm sure he got a kick out of that Stanton home run. On a big night here on a Saturday night, DeGrom, Fernandez dueling. Both guys have hurt the other with the bats. Jose knocked in the first run of the night. DeGrom started the Mets 2-run rally with a double. Jose provides his own running commentary at the plate. There's another base hit. How hard is it, this hitting thing?
You see him shaking his head right there. The beauty of it is DeGrom's reaction after this. 2-0 count. You put yourself in a hitter's count. Jose's not even looking at Don Mattingly. Watch DeGrom. Are you kidding me? Another one? Again, pitchers came in 333. Hitting against Jacob DeGrom. Last 7 games for Jose Fernandez. Pretty good, wouldn't you say?
I guess apparently another legend in the house. I thought it was Star Trek night tonight.
Isn't that tomorrow?
No, I think Star Trek night's tonight, my friend.
Is it?
Yes.
I haven't seen a Trekkie yet.
Well, we'll find one for you.
Please do.
JT Realmuto's hit it hard twice. Line to center for an out. Line to center for a hit. Lines to right. And Granderson is there to make the catch. Boy, Realmuto has barreled up 3 balls. And here comes Prado. Now Prado has not had a good night against DeGrom. He has struck out twice. All right, Trekkie or not Trekkie?
With the Florida State character. Love it.
That was for you, Mr. Seminole.
I imagine.
There you go.
There it is, finally. Someone.
Yelich on deck. Prado takes a breaking ball out. The sequence for DeGrom against Prado has been to get ahead, sliders on the outside, and then elevate a fastball with 2 strikes.
He's been able to do it effectively. Martin, which catches up to those, always looks up in the zone. They're trying to taunt him to continue to chase.
Breaking ball. And he flips it foul.
Let one go by, Martin did on that one. Got a little too strong. His swing was a little too long. Missed it. And now in the back of your mind as a hitter, you know that you've already chased twice up in the zone. Will DeGrom try it again?
One, two. Little check swing. He stayed with the breaking ball away.
But he did that last time. 1-2, went breaking ball away, missed, and then went up and in. There it is, fastball up.
Watch d'Arnaud elevate the glove. I like the fact that d'Arnaud elevates late. Some catchers will elevate early, and it drives pitchers nuts because either from the bench or on the field, you can relay that to the hitter. At that point, there's no way to get word to the hitter.
No, there's no way to get it, but he wants it elevated up and in. DeGrom shaking it off. Went through every arsenal.
There's that scissor kick swing with Prado flipping the ball to the right side. He drove in a run with that swing last night.
Watch his back foot. What it does, it allows you not to cut your swing off. Continuing the bat head through the zone.
Jose still over at first. 1-2. And he got Prado for the third time. All you can eat seats on Monday, and the Phillies are in town. No fanatic, but you can eat like a fanatic. $25. Military personnel and vets, first responders with a valid ID get in free. Phillies for 3. Marlins just took 3 of 4 from the Phils in Philadelphia. Now Yelich. Yelich has been on twice, has walked and singled. Stanton twice has singled and homered. Ozuna's 1 for 2 with the double. So the heart of the order for the Marlins getting their teeth into this Jacob deGrom start. Yelich shoots it down the left field line and up into the seats, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres continue to lead the Nationals in the 5th. It's 2-1 San Diego. You don't want Jose out there to extend too much energy. One and 2. Good numbers in his career against deGrom. And deGrom misses up and out, and 2-2. Well, you can really feel that Yelich is locked in right now.
Well, deGrom has stayed away the entire at bat against Christian right here. Christian's been so good on anything middle in. See what he does here. 3-2.
Yelich fouls it at the plate. Meanwhile, now you've got Jose running from first on that 3-2 pitch. Stanton's on deck.
You don't want to have a lot of foul balls in this situation.
The other thing to note, the box in the lower right, check out deGrom's pitch count. 89th pitch coming. And he's got 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Jose on the move from first. 3-2.
See all those high stress innings. Every one of those have been 20 or above. Jose taking his time to get back to first base. Saw his reaction after the foul ball at second.
3-2 again. Yelich to right field. Granderson over and it falls. He barehands it. You thought off the bat that Granderson was going to get there and make a play, and whether he misjudged it or not. Here's a look.
Looks like he misjudged it. I thought he was going to have this. Then the veteran outfielder decides to back up and catch it on the bounce. You see, if he tries to go for it, Jose Fernandez would score easily. Already going way ahead. Rightfully so. Lenny Harris stops him at third.
AT&T high-speed replay. This was the Stanton blast. Hanging slider. Bounced off the scoreboard. 447 feet according to StatCast. I have a feeling it'll be a little more on Hit Tracker Online. My guess would be the 450, 460 range.
Well, D-Train did say that it would have reached North Miami if the scoreboard was not in the way.
Well, Stanton hit 118-mile-an-hour line drive single to left in the first. You just saw the home run he hit. That was in the third. Yelich and Jose on the corners. Fastball misses down low. Now, Jose is a smart guy, right? And so he was actually taking his last lead on the outfield side of third. That is smart. And DeGrom. Now, if you think in reverse here, 2-0, you think Stanton sits slider?
Last time he threw him a slider, swung through it. To me, he has to go up in the zone, throw a fastball up. Went outside corner.
Yeah, fastball down in a perfect spot. Well, maybe not. But for DeGrom it was, and he gets it. It's 2-1. Stanton shoots it into right field for a hit. My goodness, have a night.
Locked in, guys. Locked in.
Against the shift, DeGrom pounding him out with a fastball, and he takes it that way.
Giancarlo Stanton starts hitting the ball on a line on the ground the other way. Now you know he's locked in. 4 pitches consecutive, down and away. See where the second baseman, Neil Walker, is playing. Easy base hit for Giancarlo. And this is something, again, he was working on during batting practice, trying to stay tall throughout. And this will be the end of DeGrom's night. And good for Jose Fernandez also will get an added rest after being on the bases this long.
Marlins knock DeGrom out in the fourth and have a 4-2 lead. Kendall Toyota called to the pen. for 3 with a long home run and an RBI single here in the 4th. South Florida Honda dealers, get you ready for the series finale tomorrow. Jeff Nelson's back with Jessica Blaylock. It's Hall of Fame day. And Jose Urena for the Fish. Steven Matz, the lefty, goes for the Mets. And the Hall of Fame class, Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Piazza, and of course for Met fans, Piazza had some tremendous years in a Mets uniform. So much so that the Mets will retire his number on Saturday, July 30th. And that Griffey guy was good too.
You think? Outstanding.
Alejandro De Aza comes in a double switch. So De Aza is going to hit in the pitcher spot. And a 34th round draft pick out of Centenary College in Louisiana. Seth Lugo checks in.
Has Puerto Rican bloodlines, so he is eligible for the World Baseball Classic to represent Puerto Rico.
Well, he's fallen behind 3-0. Ozuna smoked a double into right center. Marcel has slumped over the last couple of weeks compared to the great first half that he had. Well, it's nice to see him work a walk, have a double on the night, and set up a bases loaded spot for Derek Dietrich. Well, it's 4-2 Miami. And here's an opportunity to really put some distance between the Marlins and the Mets.
We would like to see Derek just be a little bit more patient. One thing he's been able to do throughout the first half of the season, taking pitches, trusting his ability to recognize strikes.
Lugo's breaking ball is in. He's not thrown a strike in 5 pitches. Darno trying to settle him down. DeGrom is gone. Your point is a good one. Jose was on the bases for a long time, including a lot of starts from first on the 3-2 pitches to Yelich. But the pitching change comes at a time where it gives him a good 8 to 10 minutes to cool off before he has to take the ball in the 5th.
And I know Jacob DeGrom allowed a season high of 10 hits tonight, yet those decisions that decision that Terry Collins had right there, wonder if it even came across thinking, hey, maybe I just let him face Ozuna to try to get Fernandez back on that bump as quick as possible.
Well, Lugo right now has missed on all 7 pitches. Dietrich has shown he can be selective this year. And there's no place to put him. Bags are loaded. Yelich, Stanton, and Ozuna out on base. That is ball 4, and the Marlins have their 5th run.
He's been missing and missing all over. It's not just away. You see that first pitch missing down and in. 3rd pitch missing down. Terry Collins has to be able to ride Seth Lugo for a while here. He already did that, made that double switch. Can't beat up your bullpen
Let's see
early in the game.
Let's see what Chris Johnson gets first pitch. Fastball and a strike. Johnson struck out and bounced out. And it's 0-2. Justin Bour on the field taking batting practice before the ball game, which is a great sign to see him in the cage. Still a ways to go with that high ankle sprain, but live BP is further down the road in the process of getting back. Breaking ball in.
He's moving around pretty well also. You see him working first base, also trying to get the footwork down. This is a first.
Have you ever seen that? And look who he's playing catch with.
Juan Nieves throwing from the right side.
His pitching coach in the dugout.
Can you tell that Juan Nieves is a lefty and not a righty the way he's throwing there?
Johnson, a fly ball in the corner. Granderson stumbles and makes the catch. Wow. Curtis Granderson appeared to lose his footing, but he held on. And the Marlins with a big inning and a 5-2 lead. Toyota inside look. Jose Fernandez, 500th career strikeout, fastest in terms of innings, third fastest in terms of starts. And here he is, locked up with the Mets with a 5-2 lead. Now, this will be interesting to see how Jose responds. With De Aza, Reyes, and Granderson for the Mets. Jose, in the last half inning, opened the inning with a single, and he was on base for the longest time before Stanton drove him home. He got about a 10-minute rest when the Marlins knocked DeGrom out and the Mets made the pitching change. Then we saw the odd sight of Fernandez throwing and playing catch in the dugout. There's a line drive to left, and De Aza opens the fifth with a single. So from trying to get him some time to cool down to wanting to get him heated back up.
See him just trying to stay loose on the bench, and you know, and we all know that Jose's high energy as it is, but I think it's a good move just to try to keep him down in the zone and to keep the rhythm going.
Now Reyes, after a big night last night, 3 hits and 2 runs, he's 0 for 2. Now back in the day, just prior to your time at Florida State, the bullpens actually were right in front of the dugouts.
It's a long time ago, Rich. Way prior from my time.
Bouncer wide of first. You see a lot of the black and white news footage of World Series past, and you see pitchers warming up right in front of the dugouts.
Well, in Japan, it still happens with 2 outs. The pitcher goes out and starts throwing in front of the dugout. It's to stay loose. Reason being, you don't have 7 pitches between innings. You only have 5.
Prado makes the catch. That top of the 4th took almost 22 minutes. Half of it for Jose was spent on base, with a lot of running, by the way. The other half was back in the dugout, sitting, resting, and then throwing. Well, that's a key, though, for Jose, and that's getting Reyes out tonight. He was an instigator last night. Granderson has singled and bounced out. We will continue to try to find Star Trek characters for you, Eduardo.
I appreciate that. I guarantee you someone was beamed up on that blast by Giancarlo Stanton.
Earlier in the telecast, we saw someone dressed as Abe Lincoln. And from the crack staff, they've pointed out that Abe Lincoln actually appeared on Star Trek. So there you go. I know it's not Scotty.
Really?
It's not Scotty. It's not Bones.
Mr. Spock.
No.
Come on.
There. That's the best we can do for a character on Star Trek right now.
That kid did not know that. There is no way that kid knew that. How much of a Trekkie do you have to be to wear that outfit?
That's why we have a crack staff, buddy. Granderson with the count 3-2. Diaz is at first, and he sends one into left field. That's a hit. Yelich picks it up, and that sets up another showdown between Fernandez and Cespedes. And this one comes with 2 runners on, and Cespedes is the tying run.
Well, both left-handed hitters, Alejandro Diaz and Curtis Granderson, all they received were fastballs and breaking pitches on the outer half of the plate. So they started just hunting away. With Yoenis Cespedes, you have to be able to get in hard on the hands. Fernandez was able to do so last time, but Cespedes, too strong, muscled it into right field.
Oh, 0-1. A walk in the first. Broken bat single to right in the third, and that drove in a run. Liner to center. Ozuna after it. Slides. Did he get it? No. Not a catch. Diaz holds third. But Ozuna kept it from getting by him. Here's our first look.
See Jose getting under that slider. A little bit, the slider stayed right over the plate. Dangerous pitch with Yoenis Cespedes, prolific off-speed hitter. Diaza having to read this, stops halfway, doesn't know if he catches it, does the right thing, Stays there, bases loaded. When you're down 3, there's no way you want to risk a double play in that situation to end the inning. Risky play right there by Ozuna.
And Cespedes has had big at-bats tonight. He's been on base all 3 times. And here's what Miami feared, that long inning on base for Fernandez to come back out and have another long inning here against the Mets. And a guy that has had 3 really nice at-bats in this series. It started last night as a pinch hitter in the 9th, and he blasted a 2-run homer off of Fernando Rodney. Loney walked in the 1st and had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd.
Have to try to get hard in on his hands. Something Jose has not been able to do yet on the night. Staying away on every left-handed hitter.
Fernandez for the windup. And it's 1-0. His last start, he punched out 14. His last start here against the Mets, he struck out 14. But this is not that kind of night. Just 4 strikeouts. He's fallen behind Loney at 2-0. Miami knocked DeGrom out in the bottom of the 4th. The Mets here have loaded the bags against Fernandez with 1 out. And Loney takes a hack and pops it up. Shallow left. Yelich charges in, makes the catch. Everybody holds. And an important out for Fernandez. Yelich covers a lot of ground and left.
Well executed by Jose. Pitch up in the zone. James gets under it. 2-0 pitch. That's not the pitch. Not what you want to do on a 2-0 situation. You want to get a pitch you can drive into the gap.
Asdrubal Cabrera now has bounced out twice. A Met at every base. Time called. And Jose will do it again.
Pretty good shot put right there.
Well, they tell pitchers not to stop their motion. Breaking ball, and a nice job by Real Muto to wrestle that one to the ground. Cabrera's added some nice pop for the Mets. 18 doubles, 13 homers, and hot lately. Not a clean start for Fernandez. There's some stressful innings in there. 1-2.
Jose wants to change the signs right now. You have a veteran at second base, a veteran at the plate. We've already seen a lot of pitches and a lot of sequences. Both Real Muto.
'97 up and out. It's 2-2. Cabrera. It's 5-2 Miami. Presenting sponsor of Miami Marlins baseball. Good crowd, lively bunch on a Saturday night. Jose Fernandez, Tom Mattingly, and Jose. Doesn't look like he's taking him out, but there is a little bit of a lecture. Maybe not, lecture is probably too strong a word, but a conversation.
I like that word better.
Yes, thank you. Echeverria pops up a bunt, fouls it back. Seth Lugo still in the ball game. Now the telling thing will be, does Jose hop out on back? I mean, heck, he's 2 for 2. Even if he's taking him out, he might as well let him hit. Echeverria doubled and scored in the second. Jose's got 2 hits. The fly ball is going to find the seats. And then you've got JT Realmuto up here, bottom 5. Halfway through in Miami. Entertaining game. Lots of things going on in this one. You've got aces on the mound. Jacob deGrom and Jose Fernandez, all with small ERAs and big fastballs. You got Giancarlo Stanton, who has 3 hits, including a mammoth home run that delighted Dontrelle Willis when he was in the booth. And you've got an Echeverria with his second hit. Now Jose is probably going to get to the plate and look down the line and see the bunt sign and think to himself, "But I'm 2 for 2."
And then he'll look at Don Madden and say, "Really?" But it is the right play that Don puts it on. You know, it's one of those things that you just don't want him on the bases, but you want him to be able to make a productive out. You can tell already by his position what he's going to do.
Perfect first base side. Loney on to first in time. It sets up Realmuto and Prado to follow. You can enjoy big discounts and all the Marlins action with the Steals and Deals Tuesday offer. Deeply discounted tickets in most seating categories any Tuesday home game. Next Steals and Deals game is the 26th. Yes, the Phillies at 7:10.
Can you spell it?
Yes. So high fives for the bunt. JT Realmuto has had 3 really sweet swings. A line shot to right center that was run down by Lagares in his first at bat. Then a line drive single into left center. That was in the second. And another screaming liner to right that Granderson snared. Ball and a strike. You know, and I think when Don Mattingly put Realmuto in that leadoff spot, I'm sure a lot of people chuckled. Maybe even Realmuto might have thought, "Oh, this is probably kind of cool for a game or 2." As it turns out, he's done quite well in the leadoff spot. Remember, Mattingly has said when D. Gordon walks through the doors, he won't be handed the keys to the car right away. Mattingly's plan is to blend Gordon into the lineup. But obviously, if he's in the lineup, he's going to be in that leadoff spot.
Yes, he will. But think about this: when Ichiro is in the lineup, JT slides down, so it's not that big of an adjustment for JT to move in the order again.
2-2. Realmuto, slow roller, and he's out, but not by much. Walker gets it to first. Here comes Prado. I know this is a week or two away. Where does Ichiro hit when he and Gordon are in the lineup at the same time?
That's a great question. And to me, I think it all depends on D. You could always move D down in the order if you have to. Yes, he was great last year as a leadoff hitter at the beginning of the season this year. Yet Ichiro has done a phenomenal job in that leadoff spot when he plays.
Here's Prado. In the Marlins lineup, everybody seems to have done a little something tonight. But it's one of those nights where somebody has to wear it, and it's Prado who has struck out 3 times. And it's 0-2. Prado had one of these nights the other night in Philadelphia until he got to extra innings and blasted a home run, and the Marlins won the game in 11 innings.
You saw where d'Arnaud wanted to go again with Lugo, up in the zone with 2 strikes. Different pitcher though. Not looking at the same type of fastball that Jacob deGrom possesses. Lugo more effective down in the zone.
That one was a little more into Prado.
And with deGrom, when he followed 2 fastballs up that Prado fouled off, then d'Arnaud asked for a slider down and away. Let's see if d'Arnaud continues the same pattern.
Seth Lugo with the 0-2. Breaking ball into left field. He hung it. And Prado has his hit. 6-2.
Well, you put a stake for Martin Prado at third base, and most likely or not, he will find a way to drive it in. 0 for 3, doesn't matter if he goes 0-2 on this at bat. You hang a curveball like that, his hand stayed high throughout. Martin stays tall and drives it in through that 5-6 hole.
Now Yelich takes a strike. Another nice night for Yelich. 2 for 2 with a walk. He scored 2 runs. I'll tell you what, if Daniel Murphy stumbles a bit and Yelich keeps hitting, Yelich has climbed to 324. Murphy started the night at 348. He's got a long way to fall if he is going to fall.
But with the hamstring issues that Daniel Murphy has had in the last couple of weeks, you need a lot of legs to be able to withstand and keep that average up there. See how they react, but both national guys, Wilson Ramos, catcher, 334. That's pretty impressive.
Yelich, foul. Just foul. That was Will Little, the third base umpire, who got a look at it. First he got out of the way of it, then got a look at it.
Looked like a bullfighter right there. All he needed was that.
Now that ball, believe it or not, was reviewable if it had been closer, because it landed behind the umpire. Anything that lands in front of the umpire is not reviewable. If it lands behind him, it is reviewable. And of course it's foul, as you can see. Stanton on deck. Yelich ready, a 2-2 coming. And he got him. But the Marlins add on Martin Prado with an RBI single, 6-2. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
I'm hanging by the Bobblehead Museum because tonight is Dontrelle Willis Bobblehead Night. This is part of the All-Star Bobblehead promotion that the Marlins have been conducting all season long. The next giveaway will take place a week from today. Next Saturday, the Marlins are going to give away an Alex Gonzalez bobblehead. Gonzalez was a shortstop for the Marlins. He made his debut with the Fish back in '98, was an All-Star in '99, and won a World Series with the Marlins in 2003. So next Saturday, the Alex Gonzalez All-Star bobblehead giveaway. Guys,
we will be ready for that. It's the St. Louis Cardinals against the Marlins on Gonzo bobblehead night. It's amazing the D-Train doesn't tip over with that bobblehead and that lead and delivery, right?
No kidding.
Well, Jose Fernandez is out there for the 6th. Neil Walker pulls a ground ball. Johnson to his right, deflects it. Dietrich got him. How about that? Nifty. With Jose at the bag.
Well, it takes an athlete to be able to do this. Jose Fernandez falling off towards the first base side. Chris Johnson's not able to handle it, but Derek throws a strike to Jose being there. Not breaking stride at all. Jose putting his foot on the bag.
So 1 out here in the 6th. Travis d'Arnaud for the Mets. He is flied out and struck out. Antonio Bastardo in the bullpen. I have to say that with gusto.
You do?
It's a tradition. Michael Conforto on deck. It's 0-2. Got him. Ted Barrett rings him up. On Wednesday, the Marlins face the Phillies at 12:10. A lot going on in that one. It's camp day and it's fill up your car with Chevron with Techron gasoline, and it's Chevron Crazy 8s ticket offer. Bring your receipt to Marlins Park ticket office. Choose between 2 Lexus Legends level tickets, 1 home plate box ticket for just $28. I think the biggest promotion on Wednesday is the fact that the Marlins are unveiling the 2017 All-Star logo. The commissioner will be here. It's camp day. And it's a Crazy 8 Wednesday.
In that order.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna, if it's journalism 101, just like you took at Florida State, you want to lead with the headline, right? All-Star logo unveiled Wednesday.
There we go.
And then underneath that is commissioner in the house.
Camp day.
Camp day. Conforto with a pinch hit to right. Stanton over to cut it off. Does. And then, of course, if you're coming for all of those cool things, you can do it with a Chevron Crazy 8 offer. In that order.
That kid right there has to play every day for them. They have to figure out a position for Michael Conforto. If they are not going to play him, send him back down. He's too good of a bat to be sitting on the bench. Yes, he struggled early on in the season, but he's the type of guy that can really change the composition of a team when his bat is in the lineup.
Do you think that changes when Terry Collins and the Mets leave Marlins Park and somebody moves into center other than Lagares?
It has to, and I know that Lagares is now playing center field because they want defense, because it's a big, spacious outfield. But if you're going to have to play center field, it doesn't matter what ballpark, just get him out there. Get him out there because of his bat. And then you can bring in defense later in the game for him. That's if you're that concerned with his defense. Went back down to Las Vegas, made an adjustment with his feet, staying back a little bit longer, and it's translated so far to 2 pinch hits since he's been up.
Dietrich backhands the line drive, robs De Aza, and ends the Mets into 6. 6-2 pitch. Well, news and notes. Matt Kemp certainly had a big night. 2 homers, 4 RBIs last night as the Padres beat the Nationals 5-3. Lance McCullers shut down the Angels, and today Chris Sale scratched from his start against the Tigers, and it apparently was a clubhouse incident that prompted the White Sox to send him home. Here in this one, Michael Conforto, who pinch hits, going to stay in the ballgame. And Antonio Bastardo is in. And he'll face Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton tonight is 3 for 3. And he's done it with a variety of swings. Another hit. This one into right, though I'm not sure he was aiming in that direction. That kind of adds to the variety of swings he's had.
He has, looking up in the zone, a little bit ahead. Look at that changeup grip right there, first pitch. Stays up. Hits it right off the end of the bat. Strong man, but he's really getting down early. See him loading early, getting himself in position to attack the baseball.
His night started with a 118-mile-an-hour line drive single to left, then a 447-foot homer to left. Then when the Mets shifted around as Ozuna stands in, and Jacob deGrom pitching Stanton away with fastballs. Stanton merely poked one of those fastballs into right field for an RBI hit, and now he has his fourth 4-hit game. But it has been a while. His last one was 2012 in New York.
These hits come in all shapes and sizes today for G. That one probably off the bat at what, maybe 60 miles per hour? We'll take it.
You know, I didn't think to check StatCast on that, but I will, just for your curiosity.
I had an opportunity one time to pitch in the minor leagues, in a minor league game in Memphis at AAA, and my first pitch I threw it, and I'm looking back to see what the gun says, and it did not register. None of the pitches registered. That just tells you it was way below anything that could register.
Do you think the operator got up to get something to eat while you were pitching?
No, it was just lack of velocity. You have to recognize when you have no velocity whatsoever.
Ozuna fouls it back. Well, Stanton singled to right, left the bat at 78 miles an hour.
There we go. So I was way under. That just tells you I was throwing a baseball way under 78.
Granderson makes the catch. So Bastardo has an out. And here's Derek Dietrich. Still just a 4-run lead. And probably just one more inning of Jose Fernandez.
Already at 92 pitches. I would say you're right.
Nationals and Padres 2-2, top 8. Dietrich couldn't check the relevance of that score, is that the Padres beat the Nationals. You saw Matt Kemp with the 2 homers last night. But right now it's tied at 2. The Marlins are 4.5 behind the Nationals. The Mets, with a win last night, are 5 back. Dietrich on a busted bat, out to short. Cabrera sweeps it on over to first to get the double play. 6-2, Fish. Dontrelle Willis calling his first home run on television. How about that? Great timing with Dontrelle in the booth and Giancarlo blasting one off the scoreboard, along with Eduardo Perez, Jessica Blaylock. Jeff Nelson is here tonight as well. Jose Fernandez ventures into the seventh. His fastball zips outside to Jose Reyes. One key for Fernandez. 6 strikeouts, rather pedestrian for him, but he's kept Reyes off base. Count 2-0. See that dirt patch on the right side of his pants. Jose, not a guy that likes to use the rosin bag much. Growing up in Cuba, he just reached down and grabbed some dirt.
Been able to stay away on all lefties today and try to bounce back here with Reyes. That's a key pitch. When you can throw that slider any count, 2-1 right there. You saw the reaction of Reyes going, really? You can do that also? That's what separates the average pitcher from the elite.
Miami's bullpen quiet. Seemingly Don Mattingly has told Fernandez, hey, the 7th inning's yours. 97 pitches. And Reyes busts his bat and pulls it foul. Now Ichiro, we shift to another storyline. Ichiro steadying himself for what probably will be a bottom of the 7th at bat. Fernandez spot is due up 3rd, bottom 7. With Ichiro 4 hits away from 3,000.
Jose Fernandez getting all these foul balls here, raising the pitch count to Fernandez to 99. You're looking at Fernandez maybe going all the way up to 110 in pitch count. Marlins starting to get that bullpen ready.
And the foul ball fest ends with a bouncer to Johnson. So an out in the 7th, Granderson and Cespedes to follow. Well, Jose certainly, and we've seen it throughout his career, hates to come out of games. And will do everything he can to stay in, which is admirable. And many you hear say, well, why not let him just air it out and go for a complete game? You can't have it both ways. You can't have Jose pitching in meaningful games in late September and hopefully October and let him go for something like that in the middle of a season. The Marlins have been very proactive with his surgeon, with Jose, with doctors. They've mapped out the course they want to take, different from how the Mets handled Harvey, different from how the Nationals handled Strasburg.
And I think the relationship that he has with his therapist, Ron Jacob, really is, it's a tight relationship. It's an honest relationship.
Pop up, Prado.
Jose communicates really well with Ron. They work out not only during the season, but also in the off season, getting that work in, making sure that the forearm, the shoulders, the elbows, they're all strong enough to withstand the season. And listen, I think that was a big time wake-up call for Jose after his surgery and the rehab that he did of dedicating himself to getting back on the field. You have to be able to protect him from that.
Marlins have skipped him twice. They will skip him one more time in August around an off day. Cespedes takes a breaking ball for a strike. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. And all of that is to get him to late September at around 180 innings. He's now at 120 1/3. And I can remember that September day here in this ballpark when Matt Harvey met the press and told them, I'm not sure if I can pitch or will pitch in the postseason. Here's the 1-1. Because the information apparently he was getting from his agent and from his people were, hey, you're going to be over your limit. This might not work. And that kind of took the Mets by surprise. They worked it out. And obviously Harvey pitched deep into October into the World Series.
Let's go back to the Steven Strasburg situation also a couple years ago. You want Jose to not only finish the season strong, but to be able to pitch in the postseason. It's a good pitch. Great call by Teddy Barrett. Good pitch by Jose going to that fastball.
Trying to finish out this 7th inning.
He has options. He has options here. Slider or the fastball. Both he can throw them for strikes. I think he wants to go to the slider. Fastball.
Jose punches out Cespedes finally. 7 strikeouts, 7 innings, and a 6-2 lead. secret handshakes, all of that for Jose in the dugout after his 7 innings. MLB.TV Premium, #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. MLB.TV Premium includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium. Blackout, other restrictions apply. MLB.TV. So it will be turned over to the bullpen for Miami. Meanwhile, for the Mets, Antonio Bastardo continues on. Chris Johnson, Adeiny Echeverria, and probably Ichiro. Johnson 0 for 3. Well, with the lefty on the mound, that one kicks away.
Could be that guy right there.
Could be Rojas.
And as much as we want to see Ichiro hit, Don Mattingly still has to be smart and manage this game the right way.
Which is save Ichiro for a right-hander, especially since the back end of the Mets pen is right-handed.
Right-handed dominant, the way that pen is set up.
Well, the Marlins got a taste of that last night. For the 50th straight time, Jury's Familia saved a ball game, but Addison Reed seems to have nastier stuff than Familia.
He's been lights out, and what a setup guy to have to get to Familia. Shortens up the game. We saw it the last few years with the Kansas City Royals, and the Mets are doing the same thing. And I must add that the Marlins are also doing the same thing with it. The way Fernando Rodney has been able to pitch in the 8th inning with the lead, giving the baseball to A.J. Ramos in the 9th.
Well, the addition of Rodney, Johnson walks. The emergence of Nick Whitgren as well has really added depth to the pen, pushed the back end of the pen closer to the 5th inning, past the 6th inning. There's Whitgren with Mike Dunn. I think Jose's probably talking about his 2 hits.
I think he is also saying, hey, you sure you don't want me to hit next?
I'm just saying I had 2 hits.
Why don't you save the position players? Let me hit.
Echeverria, nice night tonight, has doubled and singled and scored 2 runs. Bottom of the order has been productive. Echeverria 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. Jose Fernandez 2 for 2, RBI, runs scored, and a sacrifice. That is a nice day's work for Fernandez. Fernandez just a week shy of his 24th birthday. The 31st of July. That one fouled back. Some more details coming in about Chris Sale being been scratched from his start. Sources told MLB.com's JP Morosi that the incident stemmed in part from Sale protesting the use of throwback jerseys in Saturday's game. Matt Albers out of the bullpen made his first start since '08. White Sox have a 2-1 lead over Detroit, and that's top 4. Long at bat continues for Echeverria.
See how the White Sox bullpen will be after that. Albers only went 2 innings. Dan Jennings, ex-Marlin, is on the mound for him, already gone an inning and 2/3.
Granderson makes the catch. Johnson returns to first. And it will be Miguel Rojas who gets the at-bat.
He had a nice game yesterday, getting 2 base hits the other way. Right off the bat, first 2 singles of the game for the Marlins. With all the rest that Don Mattingly was giving his infielders, his position players, Miguel Rojas has been able to keep his swing steady throughout, good timing throughout.
So Rojas hits for Jose. Jose had 2 hits. John Chimchuk is our baseball historian, and he notes the record for the Marlins franchise for hits by a pitcher in a game is 3 hits, and it has been accomplished 7 times.
I know Dontrelle has to be in there.
3 times by Dontrelle Willis.
3 times by Dontrelle. Good hit.
See, right in the middle of the order, Giancarlo 4 for 4. It's a 2-run homer in there. Yelich, a 2-hit night, has scored twice. Echeverria 2 hits. Jose Fernandez 2 hits. Bastardo has broken out the 4 corners offense here. It's really slowed the pace. For whatever reasons, relief pitchers, and maybe we'll ask Jeff Nelson this on the post, relief pitchers inherently do not work as quickly as starters. And not just with runners on. I mean, even without runners on.
I think it comes down to, especially when games are tight, they take their time. They want to make sure they make the right pitch. Right pitch selection, right location.
Runner goes. Johnson with a head first slide to second. Ball was fouled off.
Good jump.
Yeah. Quality slide.
But I just think late in games, pitchers know there's not a lot of room for error.
Yeah, but I mean, don't starting pitchers have that same feeling?
I don't think so. I think it's more about tempo with them. starting pitchers are told more, stay on the dirt area. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Guarantee you, if an Adam Connolly would be in the back end of a rotation, he would not be as quick as he is as a starter.
Rojas rolls it up the middle, bobbled there by Walker, and everybody's safe. The most the Mets were going to get out of that was 1 out.
Walker made the mistake of not trying to backhand this baseball. See him going to his right. Ball kept spinning. Wasn't able to handle it.
Going to be a base hit. Don't look at me.
Eyes wide open. Good for Miguel.
Now Realmuto. We should start making a list of questions for the commissioner, right? He's here on Wednesday. You know, he's floated the idea, and Major League Baseball has been studying it for a couple of years. Realmuto pulls it. Bobbled by Reyes out there. No chance for Realmuto at first. The idea of limiting a relief pitcher's role in that, you know, there's a lot of different ideas. Maybe a reliever has to face at least 2 hitters when he comes in.
Really?
I said
I saw it. I saw it. I read it.
They're floating the idea.
I saw it. I read it. And if I wouldn't have read it on my phone, I would have thrown my phone away on that one. The game has a mystique to it. A lot of people want to rush through the game. There's so much urgency to end the game. That's the beauty of this game. There's not a clock on it. Little by little, they're starting to incorporate a clock. If you tell me what the rush is, then we'll talk.
Prado. Well,
go for it.
Let's talk. There may be some of another generation, and it's not necessarily time of game, it's pace of play. That what the commissioner would like to see is a crisper pace, the game to move a little faster.
You want the game to move faster? Make sure that pitcher stays in the dirt area, gets in the rubber.
Amen.
And is able to now execute his pitch in a timely fashion, quickly. Let's go. Aggressively.
Amen.
Because you talk about the hitters always stepping out. Well, the pitchers also step out after they throw the ball. Not Antonio Bastardo. He grabs that ball and throws it and gets right back on the rubber. Yes, he takes his time to make the pitch.
Prado into left field, another hit and another run. And hustling is Realmuto, and he is out. Reyes will tag him. JT trying to get to third on the throw. The Marlins add a run and lead it 7-2.
bomb by Stanton. Get 3 RBIs by Giancarlo. You hit the scoreboard, take the pass from Lenny Harris, you get pushed around by Barry Bonds and Jose Fernandez, and then Jose takes over. And how does he do it? This way. Sliders down and in to the lefties. If not, I go up the ladder against Lagares. If not, down and away against Darno. Continue with Cabrera. Freeze Darno. And then the big man, get him high with a strike zone. Finish it off. 7 strong innings. 7-2 Marlins going to the top of the 8th. Now it's all yours.
Wow, look at that. Listen to that.
Hydrated.
Yes, you are. You're eating your salted chips, so you are hydrated. Miguel Rojas is out at second base. Fernando Rodney comes into the ball game. That means the pitcher spot is in Derek Dietrich's spot, which means if the Marlins get a base runner, Ichiro gets an at bat in the bottom of the 8th.
That's good managing right there by Mr. Mattingly, trying to appease the fans.
Well, and had Real Muto not been thrown out at third to end that inning, it would have guaranteed an Ichiro at bat. As it is, the Marlins need a base runner in the 8th, and in all likelihood, an Ichiro at bat is coming. James Loney has dribbled Cabrera and a roller up the middle in center field. Loney's first hit of the night. He and Rodney saw each other last night. That's when Loney took him out with a 2-run homer. So a little bit of backup on the horse for Fernando Rodney. Cabrera's 0 for 3. Mets have a couple runs on 8 hits. So Jose Fernandez start. 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. And Cabrera chases. Rodney gets a strikeout and the first out of the top of the 8th.
Well, there's that changeup grip again. Fernando Rodney going to it down in the dirt. Makes it so effective is the ability of throwing it for strikes and balls consistently, being able to handle it anywhere he wants.
Changeup, strike. Ichiro. Walker's slump now is stretched to 4 for his last 44. Although he hit the ball hard in the 4th inning, he lined out to Echeverria. Nationals and Padres 2-2. Top 9 in DC. Nationals have wobbled a bit atop the East. The Giants have wobbled a bit atop the West. The Cubs have wobbled a bit atop the Central in the second half, though the Giants did outlast the Yankees today 2-1. Cubs are losing to Milwaukee 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th. That is a plantain, or it is supposed to be.
A little ripe.
I think in an earlier telecast I called it a guy in a banana suit and was
corrected immediately.
Yes,
I understand, but I mean, you cannot make any tostones out of that one. That would be more of a plátano pintón, just in between.
even when you know it's coming, that changeup, it's really hard to hit,
especially when you're struggling.
Walker goes down. Hope you join us tomorrow. Jose Urena will try to back up a really nice start. Steven Matz will bring a 7-6 record and a mid-3s ERA to the mound tomorrow. We start it at 12:30 with Marlins Live. Jessica Blaylock, Jeff Nelson. Urena watches. Here's d'Arnaud. Into right, and a hit. Travis d'Arnaud. First hit of the night for d'Arnaud, second hit of the series. 2 on, and Rodney gets Conforto. With Rodney pitching yesterday, an inning, the Mets did some damage, and now here an inning that has a couple of base runners. I don't want to say it eliminates him from tomorrow's game, but it certainly puts him on the protected species list.
It does, but with the depth you have for the Marlins, you have Kyle Barraclough that has been pitching phenomenal as of late. Nick Wickgren. Those guys can fill in nicely for Rodney if he needs that day off.
Two. Mets pen. Blevins and Goodell. We just saw Goodell's brother in Philadelphia. And Conforto hit by a fastball in the back. Bags are loaded now.
Same thing from Rodney yesterday against Cespedes. Conforto getting hit right on the shoulder blade. Never has been afraid to throw inside, and he needs to be able to throw inside against left-handed hitters because it makes that changeup more effective.
Kelly Johnson. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Another fastball, and it's 0-2. 7-2 Miami. Mets won game 1 last night 5-3. Marlins trying to even the score, pushing a game between themselves and the Mets. And hopefully get some help from San Diego tonight against the Nationals. Barraclough is up. 1-2. To right, Stanton there, and he makes the catch at his knees on a sinking liner. Rodney survives the 8-7-2 Miami. Jose Fernandez, and he's down below with Jessica Blaylock.
Jose, in your last 2 outings against the Mets, you've only allowed 2 runs and you struck out 21. How have you been able to have so much success against a lineup that can do some damage?
I mean, obviously they're very good and they're great at what they do, and it's a really tough team to pitch to. And you know, they're all professional hitters and they're all really good at what they do. I think that we try to keep that same game plan and try to make adjustments here and there, but you still got to look at your pitches. I think that JT is just getting better and better, you know, behind the plate, and just having the game plan is fun to watch. You know, it's fun to watch us growing together. I like it a lot.
You worked yourself out of a bases-loaded situation in the top of the 5th. A lot of emotion for you and a conversation in the dugout with Don Mattingly. What did you guys talk about after that inning?
It was the 6th, right? Yeah, or 5th. He told me, how you feeling? I was like, I'm pitching. You know, I felt great, felt very strong. You know, and I told him it was very hot out there for some reason, but you know, it was just fun, as this game is so big for our team, and you know, we still got to win it, but I think that, you know, we're going on our way there.
A moment that you loved tonight, the 2-run home run from Giancarlo Stanton. We saw you guys celebrating in the dugout. How much does a hit like that from one of your teammates re-energize you as a pitcher?
You know, when he hit it, I told Juan, I was like, that's it, they got no chance. It's just, you know, it gives you this confidence. You know, the team has your back, and we all know that, but you know, they're coming back right after I give up 2, and it's just, you know, incredible to see this team playing together, man. It's just fun to watch. We're not giving up, and you know, we're battling. We know how important every game is, so we're just very, very happy to be. I'm just very lucky and happy to be a part of this team.
We knew that you and Jacob deGrom would battle on the mound tonight, but you guys battled a little bit at the plate as well.
Yeah.
You were able to get a couple of hits off of him, though, including that RBI single. I asked Tom Kohler this the other night because he got an RBI single in Philadelphia. How much fun is it as a pitcher to be able to help your own cause?
You know, it is great, and that's something that, you know, I take a lot of pride on. You know, every day bunting, you know, hitting, and I mean, he's great. He's a great hitter. I threw a fastball right there. He whacked it. So, you know, when he got to second base, I goes, you don't have to hit it so hard. And we started laughing. But it's just part of the game. And, you know, just moments like that, you know, I like to have fun. And without disrespecting nobody. And just my emotion was very high. And he was very happy.
Appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Jose.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that from Jose and from the Marlins to get a starting pitcher with an in-game interview is special, and we are fortunate enough to do that a lot here in Fox Sports Florida. Kendall Toyota called to the pen, brings in a right-hander, and you know the reason why. You've got Giancarlo Stanton and Marcell Ozuna, but the single to left by Christian Yelich also means it's a good chance you'll get an Ichiro at bat in this inning. Eric Goodell, whose brother Tyler homered against the Marlins up in Philly, and he arrives. Stanton on a 4-for-4 night. And yes, Ichiro's got the helmet on and the body armor on as well.
The way Don Mattingly played it, no more left-handed pitchers for the Mets in the bullpen. Both Jerry Blevins, which just gave the base hit, and Antonio Bastardo have already pitched tonight.
Ichiro is 4 away from 3,000. Now the Marlins have to keep away from a double play to ensure an Ichiro at bat here with a 7-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Stanton climbs in. Yelich at first. 3 singles and a massive home run. So now 21 on the season. He's at 55 driven in. End of the bat. Yelich is going to get to second, and Stanton is out, and up comes Ozuna. Ozuna coming to the plate, and Ichiro pops out, and the crowd suddenly takes note. Cameras at the ready. Ozuna has doubled, walked on a 1-for-3 night. He sends that one up high, shallow. In center, it's Conforto who makes the catch. Now batting practice. Now remember, Ichiro's not in the starting lineup, but this is the media waiting for batting practice, all waiting to get this shot, and that's Ichiro stepping out. Simply of the dugout just to get that shot. And so the crowd here on their feet. Four shy. Strike one. Fastball's out. And the chance of Ichiro. Commonplace as he started his career in Seattle. Flipped into the seats. And when he started his career in Seattle and came out of the gates and won the batting title, MVP, Gold Glove, was an all-star. A lot of people said, well, he'll never get to 3,000 because he's 27. But even if he gets to 2,000, he's still going to make it to the Hall of Fame. Well, guess what? He's going to make it to the Hall of Fame, and he's knocking on 3,000's door. Sharp ground ball. Walker has it on to first. And Ichiro out here, and the Marlins are done. In the 8th, on to the 9th, 7-2 Fish. Better half out there. I guess if Jessica doesn't make it, Mrs. Nelson will be hosting the show.
There we go.
How about that? Jessica Blaylock, Jeff Nelson. Checkers presents Marlins Live. Giancarlo, big night, post-game clubhouse reaction as well. Marlins are hopeful that it's a 7-2 finale, but there's work to do. Mets have 3 outs left, and the Marlins bring Nick Whitgren into the ball game. Whitgren has really been a nice addition to the pen. He'll get Reyes, Granderson, and Cespedes.
It's all about his control. You see the strikeout to walk differential. 29 strikeouts to 5 walks. Jose Fernandez did that interview, and now he's back out to support his team as usual.
Reyes an 0 for 4. And a strike. Well, it's not all rosy tonight because Stephen Drew with a walk-off double. And the Nationals beat the Padres.
Stephen Drew has done a nice job for the Nationals coming off the bench.
Has 7 homers.
I think those two are getting along well.
Locked in thought is tomorrow's starter. Jose Urena trying to duplicate his first start of the season. Steven Matz, the lefty, for the Mets. Urena went 5 2/3 up in Philly, gave up just a run on 4 hits. That was a tight ball game all night. Marlins ended up winning it on the Yelich single in the 10th. Reyes has a hit. Now there's 2 goals here for Nick Whitgren. One is to finish the ball game, secure the win. The other is to keep A.J. Ramos in a seated position in the bullpen.
I don't think he accomplished that one.
It will be a slow warm-up process for Ramos. And a strike to Granderson. 2 for 4 is Curtis Granderson. bouncer. Rojas, Echeverria, safe. That will be reviewed. Toby Bazzer with the call. Chris Johnson's reaction was that he was out. And we'll get our first look here. Back of glove. Well,
Miguel has to get out of the way.
Yes.
Miggy, let's go.
You got to cooperate. All right, here's another look. I don't know that there's enough to overturn that.
That one's tough, and if I'm Don Mattingly is not going to contest it.
Nope.
It also ruins the flow of Wickren in this situation. Tighter game, maybe.
So 1 out. Cespedes, who's had a really nice series so far. 2 hits tonight, 2 for 3, RBI, a walk. He had a double last night and 2 sacrifice flies. To right, and that's deep and in the corner. Stanton looking up, and it's foul. One of the traits that the right-handed hitters out of Cuba have is immense power to the opposite field.
Me too, and that was not foul by much.
Now that's good product placement right there, isn't it? That corner.
Very good product placement. I like that Wickren has been aggressive with Cespedes right now. 0-2 count.
Stays at 0-2. High and to left. And Yelich makes a catch. Wickren has 2 outs. Ramos' slow roll out in the bullpen continues. And here comes James Loney. Loney's home run late last night helped seal the Mets' 5-3 win. He's extended his hit streak to 7. Granderson's going to take second. .30 Marlins live tomorrow. Hope you're with us. Final game, 3-game set. Then the Phillies are in for 3. And then the Cardinals are in for 4. In terms of importance, in terms of sizzle, maybe the biggest homestand that the Marlins have had in some time.
It is, and Marlins hold on here. You're going for the rubber game tomorrow, but it sets the tone, and both teams are going to be in it all the way through the end. The way that both offenses are and also the pitching will keep them in the race throughout the end of September.
Loney with a soft little dribbler. Prado bare hands, fires to first in time to get the out. Ball game. Marlins win it. What a night. Jose wins his 12th. Stanton has 4 hits, including a massive bomb off the scoreboard on the wall. Christian Yelich continues his onslaught with 3 more hits. Prado drives in 2 with hits. And the Marlins hang a loss on Jacob deGrom, who falls to 6-5.
That man's happy.
It wasn't necessarily the pitching duel we thought it would be when the Marlins knocked deGrom out in the 4th inning, and Jose showed that he was mortal.
Still a kid out there.
Yep. And the steady, calm demeanor of Don Mattingly continues to steer this ball club in an upward trajectory. The Mets fall to 51-45. The Marlins are a game and a half ahead of the Mets now at 53-44. Let's go down to Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
All right, thanks so much, Rich. Giancarlo, a monster home run for you tonight. How much do you feel like you changed the momentum of this game with one swing of the bat?
Those first couple innings, it was like back and forth. It's like who's gonna take that bigger punch. So it was good to get up, and then we stayed up from there.
By the way, Dontrelle Willis was in the booth with the guys tonight when you hit that home run. It traveled 441 feet, and he called it a chip shot for you. What do you think about that?
I'll take it. I like it. All I need is it to go over the yellow line, but I'll take it.
Hey, that's just the power that people have come to expect from you. Dontrelle Willis loved that home run. Someone else who loved that home run, Jose Fernandez. We saw you guys celebrating in the dugout. Take us inside that dugout and what it's like to celebrate with this team when you have a hit like that.
It's huge. You know, we're all pulling for each other. We have
the best. He's the best, guys. He's the best.
We got a chemistry, you know, like I've never seen before. So it's always fun.
And being able to get hits off of Jacob deGrom, I mean, he's such a dominant pitcher. As we take a look at the home run, how were you able to take advantage of deGrom on that at-bat?
You know, we faced him over and over again through spring training and obviously, you know, in our division. So he's solid. He's going to hit his spots. You just got to get one out over the plate.
Martin Prado talked about not necessarily overhyping this series, but these games, here it comes. Here it comes. Rakin, we've seen that before with G, and then of course the high in the face. Hey, I even got a little bit of it that time.
There you go.
Hey, but it's always nice to get a pie in the face, Giancarlo, because that means you had a great game, something good happened, and you guys won. But to get these wins against the Mets, especially with how tight of a race it is in the division, how important was it to bounce back after losing the first game of the series?
It's huge. It's, yesterday we were a little lackadaisical. You know, the energy was low and we still stayed in there, but it was good to come in today and take care of business.
By the way, I'll take this little bit of shaving cream versus the entire Gatorade bath anytime. All right.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, G.
Sure. No problem.
Guys.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Giancarlo Stanton, 4 hits. Home run number 21. 3 more RBIs. He's at 55. And the Fish actually doing a little NHK work there, I believe. Stanton big in Japan. Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by Southwest Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. By Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. And by your South Florida Honda dealers. Well, it's always good when you got a visit from the monkey, right? And that caps off a nice Marlins win. Marlins Live is next. Jess and Jeff.